Now, we've just received reports of a drive-by shooting that has occurred on the N3 Durban bound section of that highway before the Sherwood off-ramp. At this stage, reports say a luxury SUV has been shot at. One person has reportedly been killed. Let's get the details of what has actually happened there with senior reporter Dasen Thathaih. Good afternoon, Dasen. Can you shed more light about what has happened there?
Definitely, Braden. So these reports came through just about an hour ago. That's when paramedics and police had responded to this scene. That's where I am. I'm going to show it to you. It's just behind me. Paramedics and police officers are still working on that scene, seeing how it happened just a little while ago. The initial reports that we have suggest that a vehicle drove alongside this Mercedes-Benz SUV before opening fire, and then drove ahead of it and continued to shoot at the single occupant that was inside this car. Right now, as we are told, the occupant is between the late 30s or 40 years old and is still inside that vehicle. So what you're seeing unfold now is a paramedic that is leaning into the vehicle, just confirming, in fact, or declaring that gentleman deceased. Visibly, though, from what police officers and paramedics had seen, due to the number of shots and the injuries that he had sustained, they had already said that he had passed away as a result of those injuries. But this is now a matter of course. They just broke the window on the passenger side and they're now working on that scene. At the same time, there are also investigations underway. There are police officers that are already on the move that are trying to identify the vehicle that may have been responsible for the shooting, as well as any possible shooters. I should also mention to you, and this is something that we're still trying to confirm now, just a short while ago, a vehicle from the KZN traffic department pulled up just ahead of this car. There were two officers that were inside there, and they had come out saying that they had received reports of a traffic officer that had been shot, and they were just trying to confirm if this was the scene. When they realized that this wasn't, they then sped off and they continued down the road. So what we'll now try to confirm is whether that shooting is in any way linked to this, because the initial reports that they had received was that that traffic officer was in pursuit of another vehicle. So lots of activity here, police now trying to understand exactly what unfolded. They have said to me, though, that this occupant, they're not sure of who he is, or they haven't identified him yet because it is still early stages, but they will also then be investigating to find out what a possible motive could be as a matter of course now.
And officially, Dasen, the occupant has been declared dead?
That's right, Braden. That's exactly what they are now finalizing. They're also inspecting the vehicle to see if there was perhaps anyone else that was in the car, or if there was anything that they now needed to verify. But the initial reports, when paramedics arrived here, they did confirm, in fact, that the occupant had passed away. You see that the vehicle is still on. This is a very, very busy part of the road. You'll know that this being December 15th, this is also a time when, if you look just to the left of me and you see the type of traffic jam that is caused, this is the road that people would normally use to get into the city. So this is the first entry point into Durban, if you're familiar with it. And as a result of the shooting that's taken place here, and I must stress this, on such a busy road in broad daylight, it's now caused a massive backlog of traffic along the N3.
As you come into Durban. Thank you very much, Dasen. We'll get a further update for you, particularly about the other reported shooting, apparently involving a traffic officer. Was there a link with this one or not? Dasen Thathaih is going to find out, and we'll touch base with him a little bit later on.